Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a hot minute or two, but life's been crazy. I actually started a new program at a gym, so I've been working out consistently, just trying to live a healthier lifestyle, just to feel better, to have more energy. And I've spoken pretty candidly about like my battles with anxiety and with panic attacks, and also, you know, sometimes mild depression goes along with that as well. While I haven't maybe had it as bad as other people have, I've definitely struggled from time to time, some periods being longer and more difficult than others. But exercising and just eating better and just keeping busy really helps me. And it's definitely something that I used to do quite frequently, took some time off, and then just kept finding myself making excuse after an excuse, and just, you know, I was like, I really need to just shut up and get my ass to the gym and just do this. So that's what I've been up to. And then of course, you know, work. And oh, look at my hair's just hanging out. Okay, all right. So yeah, anyway, recently picked up the new festival palette from Juvia's Place. These are really, really beautiful colors, and just been kind of playing around and trying to work with some of the different tones here. So I'm going to try to work with a little bit of this today. And also Sephora sent me like a package of foundation things. I'll show you guys. It came in a bag like this, and it's like all different kinds of foundation samples to help you find kind of what you're looking for. Sephora, Urban Decay, Makeup Forever, Fenty. So I figured I would give it a shot. I got a little primer from Too Faced as well, Hangover. But I'm gonna try to work with Fenty and step away from my usual Laura Mercier and Double Wear and all that good stuff, and try a little something different. So the Fenty one actually came with the primer as well, and it gave me 4 different shades to work with. So here's your primer. I'm probably a mix between these two. Obviously these are more contour and like bronzing shades for me, but I'm gonna try a mix of 150 and 220, since I think I am probably more of like a 190 to 10 girl, but we'll try it out and see what happens. And I'm going to try their little primer too. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get into it. So, okay, I'm trying to get this primer open. It looks very liquidy. I'm curious to see what it feels like on the skin. I'm not a huge fan of that like silicone-y feel. So, it smells really good. And I actually love that it's going in and on as like a moisturizing feeling. So I can feel it kind of really melting into my skin and not just sitting at the surface. Okay. All right, let's give this a whirl. I'm gonna take them and mix them on the back of my hands. 220 is super warm, and then 150 is obviously really light. So I'm thinking I'm more of the 150, but I wanted to mix a little of the deeper shade in just in case. And I'm gonna apply it with my brush and then go ahead and blend it in with a beauty blender. The color is actually not half bad mixing the two, but I predominantly have 150, but I have a little bit of the deeper color in there as well.
Drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they drippin'. Ice. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin'.
All right, so far it's actually really nice coverage. The only thing I'm not feeling is that I kind of feel as though it's accentuating a little bit of my pores, but I'm gonna keep blending it out and see where it goes with the sponge. Put a little bit of this down my neck. The 150 is actually really nice. I think it's just a little bit light for me. So color wise, I don't think I'm a 150. I could be, maybe I'm wrong, but from what I see, it looks a little bit light. So that's why I'm kind of mixing it more with the other and trying to blend it down. I'm gonna go in now with a little bit of an e.l.f. Flawless face brush and just kind of work this in and blend it down. Sometimes when I use like a fluffy kind of powdery blush brush, it just kind of buffs it out really nicely on my skin. Okay guys, so that actually blended out really, really nicely. At first I was worried. I started to see it hug my pores because I do have pretty large pores in my cheek area, around my nose and my chin. The Beauty Blender definitely kind of pushes it and packs it into the skin, but I think the trick was going in and really blurring it away with a fluffy brush. So again, my e.l.f. Flawless Face, I just kind of went in and just circled it and buffed it, and that really kind of smoothed out the foundation. The only thing I'm noticing is you have to build it, and I do have a little bit of a spot on my nose, so it doesn't instantly cover every little thing. I have like a little breakout here, and so that part of it, it's like, okay, it's not extremely like full coverage or anything like that right away, but it builds really nicely. And now I'm gonna try putting my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer on and see how it kind of blends in with this foundation. But it dried to a very matte, kind of like velvety finish. So I don't know if that's the intention. Again, I have more combination but drier skin, so it could just be my skin. I'm going heavy concealer today because I'm pretty tired.
Hit a nigga can't grip it. The bitch got thick, so I guess she ate jiffy. If she leave with me, I'ma fly back to the city. Show. Go get the bag on the day off. Rex. Go get the rings out the playoffs. Rings.
Okay, now I'm going to go in with a Morphe sponge and just kind of tone that down since I look super masked and caked. So this is blending in really nicely with the foundation. If you guys noticed, I'm kind of like puffing my face out. It's because I don't want the concealer to dry and settle. So I just kind of like puff my cheeks out a little bit because this is where I get some settling. And I like to do that so that when I set, I don't have any issues. I'm going to set today using my Dermablend Professional Loose Setting Powder. And I'm going to use a smaller sponge from Real Techniques for underneath my eyes first. And you really want to make sure that your concealer is nice and smooth before you start to set. Oh my God, you guys. I celebrated a birthday slash, as Mariah Carey says, anniversary. It's an anniversary of life this past week. And yeah, I turned 25. Psych. Yeah, so I will not reveal my age quite just yet, but I changed a number that is pretty crazy and overwhelming to me. So yeah, we will refer to my birthdays as anniversaries of life. Okay, moving on to the festival palette. Word pronunciation with these palettes, just gonna let you guys know I'm not good at it. Yep. So I'm gonna take this color right here, this beautiful frosty white pigment, and I'm gonna take an Anastasia A12. I'm gonna pop a little bit of that on there and work that all over from the corner to the lid to the brow bone, just to really kind of brighten and highlight. This color has beautiful sheen to it, and it's a cooler toned white, which is nice for a change. Okay, so the next color I actually wanted to use was this really pretty kind of orange creamsicle kind of salmon pink color, but the only thing is it is a little rich, so I kind of want another color right before I put that in my crease. So I'm going to go to my Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette, which is a hot mess, I apologize, and I'm just going to take these colors right here, these kind of beigey pink tones, mix them together on my A12 and work that into my crease first, just because I really want that lighter color to pop, that, or brighter color I should say, but this just sets the it's kind of like setting the tone of the crease. Okay, so now using that same A12, gonna go into that kind of like orangey salmon color, and now start working that into the crease. And I'm using my fluffy brush because I just want this nice and blown out. I don't want it to have a heavy amount of placement. Now I need something a little bit more tapered. So I'm gonna grab a Morphe 441, and now we're gonna go into this kind of hot orange red color right up here. Using that more tapered brush, and we're gonna pop this right into the crease. Gonna work a little bit of this on the outside corner too. Now I want to kind of change the tone of this just slightly. So I'm gonna grab this kind of mustardy, golden kind of orange tone, and I'm gonna grab that on a Sigma E40 and just kind of blend that into the colors that we've placed down already, just to kind of work with it and tone it a little bit. Now we're gonna go back into the Anastasia's A12 and dip it into that kind of salmon-y coral color and bring that back into the crease. So it's just a lot of back and forth with the colors, but it really helps it to blend out. Now I'm going to use a Morphe 321 and go into this deep red color right here and start working that on my outside crease. Kind of right in that outside V and onto the lid. Now I'm going to use a small tapered BH brush and dip it into that same color, that same deep reddish pink, and just kind of blow this out a little bit, blend it up into the crease and diffuse the lines, and whatever is left, just bring it into the crease. Now using a very small, tiny bullet brush, I'm going to dip into a mixture of this deep red and this kind of hot orange red, blend the two together, and work that underneath my lash line. Now using that bullet brush here, the Morphe 321, I'm just going to go in and again just kind of smooth this line out. Now I'm going to grab a BH Cosmetics 7 brush from the Marble collection, and I'm actually going to go and mix a little bit of this salmon color with this hot pink. And this is a fluffier brush, so we're going to kind of blend those two, and we're going to smoke that out underneath our lash line. Taking it down a little further than usual. because this is festival makeup. Now I'm just going to go in with a clean BH blender and just tone down that crease a little bit. Nothing is on this brush. I'm going to take my Real Techniques brush. You guys know I love this to dust away any of my bake. I'm going to dip a little bit into some translucent powder. And now I'm going to start pulling whatever leftover bake is there away and out towards the side of my face. And I'm also cleaning up any fallout. I actually don't have too much fallout with this, believe it or not, because we baked so well and so strong before. All right, so now for lid color, I'm gonna take my e.l.f. Liquid Molten Gold liquid eyeshadows. These were like really hot, probably like a year ago. And I'm convinced that they're gonna come back. So I'm gonna cut out a little bit of my lid space, and I wanna leave that smokiness on the outside here. So I'm just kind of coming from the center of the lid into the corner of my eye. And I'm gonna work that in there and then come in with a brush, a flat brush, and start working that color out a little bit and just shaping my lid space. And I kind of pull the top up and I blend it out, but I'm gonna leave a little section here dark because we want that depth. So using that same brush, I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of setting spray. Going back to the Festival palette, we're gonna pop this brush into this gorgeous kind of champagne gold color right here on the bottom. And I'm gonna highlight kind of the inner corners of my eye with it, as well as the lid. And I'm just kind of tracing over where we placed that liquid molten shadow. Okay. Now I actually want to use a different shadow. We're going to pop a little bit of Lightning Bug from ColourPop. And this color is gorgeous. It's really a true rich warm gold, and it actually looks like pure liquid gold. And you know the Super Shock shadows have a very creamy, powdery mixture. So I'm going to pop a little bit of this on my brush, or you can even use your finger. And right in the center of the lid, right before we come to the cranberry reddish dark color, I'm just going to pop a little bit of Lightning Bug in there. And if you want, you can even use, like I said, your finger, because it works with the heat really well, and just press that color onto the center of the lid. It's going to give it even more of a pop, more of a glow. It's just such a gorgeous, gorgeous shadow. Now, I'm gonna pop into another Super Shock shadow, and this is the color Boy Band from ColourPop, which has a real kind of rich, deep, brownish copper color. And I'm gonna use that on my finger as well. Grab some of that, and we're gonna press that over that kind of reddish cranberry tone that we have on the corner of our eye. This has different flecks of like copper and bronze and red, and it's just such a pretty color, and mixed with the gold and the red, it just gives it such a beautiful sheen. And if you want, again, more precise, you can use your brush and just, like I said, pop that on the outside corner, and you can blend it right into the golds and right into the red. So on the inside corner of the eye, I kind of placed a little bit of that light gold shadow from the Festival palette, but to further intensify the inside corner, I want to go back into that really pretty white, bright color. Take that on a small detail brush and just pop that into the tear duct area. Right now I'm taking a little bit of NYX #NoFilter powder, and I'm pressing this in with my Morphe sponge just to kind of amplify underneath my eye. I want it to really brighten and look set. I don't want my dark circles to show through. Another powder that I'm really digging right now is my Laura Mercier. This is the mineral powder, and I bought the color Rich Vanilla, which is obviously very deep for me if you know these powders. But the reason I bought it a little deeper is because I love the glow that it leaves on my skin. So I'm gonna take a Laura Mercier finishing brush right now, dip it into this mineral powder, and basically all the places that I would put bronzer, I'm gonna put this. So like up in the cheekbones, temples, across my jawline, down my neck. And I like it because it adds like a level of glow and warmth to the skin, but it's not quite as deep as a bronzer. You guys know I love my bronzer, so believe it or not, I don't skip out on my bronzer. I put another layer of like color on my skin, which is ridiculous, I know. It's a lot of powder, but I really, really love the finished look of this. It just glows my skin, it warms it up. Bronzer and contour later. I promise you, we're almost done powdering. Now we have our contour on. Cheekbones are popping, ready to go. I dampen my sponge again with a little Mario Badescu Rose Water. And I'm going to take a mixture of the yellow in this palette with these pinkish white tones to make it more neutral. And just tap out a little excess. And we're going to start on the cheekbone where we would highlight and work our way in under our eye to again even further brighten and emphasize. Now we're going to go into our NYX Baked Blush Illuminizer Bronzer. This stuff is really awesome. I have the color Passion Ignite, and it's an awesome just like bright orange, coral pink, gold. It's like a little bit of everything, this color. And we're going to work that on an angled brush. And then put that on the apples of our cheeks. There's a lot of color payoff with this thing. So I'm going to blend it up towards my cheekbones. And then if you need to tone down a little, just press it with your sponge. I'm using the reverse side because I don't have anything on that side. Okay. All right, guys, so I'm actually going to go off camera and do my brows. For brows, I'm going to use a mixture of my Anastasia Brow Wiz as well as my Dip Brow Pomade. And then I'm going to mix a little bit of these Ardell 207 black lashes. These are like the doubles. I think it's like an additional layer of lashes, but I'm going to pop those on. And then I'm also going to use a little bit of my Tarte mascara just to kind of set it off as a base. And then we will come back and finish the look together. Okay guys, so we have our brows on, lashes on. These lashes are pretty intense, pretty thick, but I think it really like sets the vibe for the look. So for lipstick, I wanted to actually keep it a little bit softer, but I want to do a really pretty gold gloss. This is Charming from ColourPop, and I'm gonna line and fill a little bit with NYX Natural Lip Pencil, Natural Truffle. And I want to take a little ColourPop concealer too, just to kind of blur out my lips here.
I'm too rich to get into a fight. 50 racks got my jeans fitting tight. Pay that price and them boys come and wipe ya. We had to dispose of the diaper. Yeah, we trap every week, every night. Work my movie too smooth, no indictment. Yeah, figures all lightning. 5790 in his biting. When I got a meal, I got excited. For the cash, I'ma turn to Michael Myers. But gas keep dripping, dropping. My wrist all liquid, watch it. Told a bitch, jump on my dick and pop it. Yeah, get a little bit to deposit.
Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they drippin'. Ice.
Bitch, you a thought ain't trickin'.
So Natural Truffle has a much darker, almost like a grayish, brownish nude tone. And I want to add some warmth into this before we go ahead and put that gloss on, because the gloss has more gold and more warmth. So I'm going to grab this really pretty nude. This is Peach Buff from Maybelline, and it is a matte nude color. And it has a little bit of pink, a little bit of peach to it. So I'm going to add that on top of this. Okay, and I just want to put some gloss on now. Okay, so the last thing we have to do is add one more touch of glow. To do that, I want to use Addiction from Laura Mercier. This is one of my favorite highlighters. It's so beautiful, but I want to spritz a little bit of Scandinavia makeup finishing spray. So let's do that first. Now I'm going to go in with a Morphe 510, and while this is drying, I'm going to add this highlight onto my cheekbones. Okay guys, so this is the finished look, and I really love this palette. I feel like I say that at the end of every video, but it's so true. I feel like Juvia's just cannot disappoint when it comes to colors, when it comes to pigmentation, when it comes to wear, to blending. I mean, it is just a stunning palette. So yeah, I really love these products. Juvia's Place, ColourPop, let's give them a shout out. These shadows are stunning, and I think it really adds to just the overall glow and glam and glitz and fun and fantasy of the look. With that being said, I would probably never wear this look to a festival, honestly. Most summer festivals or festivals I think of take place in the summer, so I think like warmth and sun and humidity, and I feel like this would probably melt off of me within like 20 minutes to an hour tops. But your girl's gonna wear it to Target right now to go shopping. You know me, I don't mind wearing this kind of stuff out and about in the middle of summer. I don't know if this would necessarily hold up for me, especially at a show. But anyway, I do really love the palette. And then of course, you guys, this is all I have left of my Fenty, but I actually really do like the foundation. So I'm curious to see how the coverage is, how it wears throughout the day, if it starts to break apart and collect. I will say that my pores definitely are visible, not quite as blurred with, you know, as they are with other foundations. It's just the primer is just not enough for me. But the actual coverage and finish right now looks really, really beautiful. So, you know, kudos to Rihanna, kudos to Fenty Beauty, and also to the shade range, which I think is absolutely incredible. And I really hope that more and more companies start to hop on board and start launching new products, new concealers, new foundations, new anything, and just a ton of colors, because let's be real, there is no just like 5 colors anymore. Okay, that's not life. But yeah, another one I received was the NARS, like I said, Radiant Beauty Longwear, and I'm curious to try that one too. So if you guys like this, why don't you let me know down below, and I will try some other foundations out for you. I'm sure a lot of these are foundations you can Google and find, but if you're a fan of my channel and you like my work, I will do it for you. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial as much as I did, and I hope you enjoyed chit-chatting, getting ready with me, talking a little bit about my weight loss journey. So hopefully that will continue to get better and better. I will say, for one thing, I have a ton more energy than I used to, and I still get tired. I still have flare-ups with my thyroid condition and my anxiety, but overall I do feel like I'm a lot more positive, just happier, and more confident. Good word. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you again really soon.
Came through driven, came through driven, came through driven.